Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Masses32210. Today's just a quick project. This scooter was given to me yesterday by one of my employees. He had bought it several years ago and it's been sitting in his garage. He told me it quit running, he had no use for it, he didn't know how to fix it, so he was asking me if I wanted it. I'm like, sure, why not? Something to get myself hurt on or the kids. This is a Schwinn S400. He gave it to me yesterday. I looked it over. Only things I really found wrong with it was the kickstand down here. Somebody had broke it off, which is no big deal. I think it was like on the internet for like $8, 16 bucks. Just, you know, something simple like that. Everything else was intact except the wiring. When he gave it to me, he told me it had quit working, so he tried to get the batteries to charge. So when I pulled the deck cover off, what I ended up finding was speaker wire, and that was because he decided to cut the original wires loose, which this is part of the original harness, and he was going to charge each individual battery. So after looking it over for 5 minutes, I thanked him for it, and I explained to him that the batteries that were in this unit what was the problem. I was like, this is an 07 model. These batteries do not last long, especially if you charge them up and drop the voltage down to next to nothing and keep doing that. You're not keeping a maintenance charge on it. And then he explained to me how, you know, he decided to chop the wiring up and that how he was going to fix this. Well, I explained to him that these are 12 volt batteries. These are brand new. I just went and picked them up. I paid about 70 bucks for it. 70 something. I can't just remember. I got the receipt in the trunk. Picked them up at Battery Depot. And you know, I know they were like $32.99, I believe, a piece, and it was plus taxes and all. And I explained to him this unit is a 24 volt unit. Simple, you know. This is not going to be that hard to fix. This is, thank God, is something easy. The first thing we're going to end up doing is, which I just went ahead and done this before I started the video, as of course, you know, you could run positive to positive, negative to negative, and you would still only have 12 volts of power. Well, we need this unit to produce 24 volts. So what we're doing, let me see if I can get close up on those batteries. Oop. Sorry guys, trying to work the camera backwards. Alright, here we go. If you notice, red, black, black, red. Simple way to do this, what we're going to end up doing, pulling off the safety caps, little covers that they include on the little batteries, just I guess to keep it from something accidentally discharging it. What I did was go ahead and made a little jumper wire, just some simple heavy gauge wire that I had here in the shop. Just put some simple crimp ends on there. We're going to slide a little piece of shrink to wrap right over the ends of them. Very simple to do. Just get yourself a piece of wire, make sure it's the right gauge, put yourself some little, I done lost the word for them, crimp on little connectors, and all we do, stick one here on the positive terminal, come around, oop. That's all we're going to do. We're going to connect the negative and the positive together. And now we got this batteries. Now they'll be in a loop. All we do, get a little pair of needle nose, tighten these down, make sure they're real tight. Slide over the shrink wrap, and we're going to heat them up with the gun. That would start running these batteries in series. Second step, what he had did was, let's get two more of these heavy duty ones out. These wires actually had, let me see if I can show you, this was what the remnants of what he left me. This is the one wire, here's the opposite, make sure you can see that. What he did was, it actually had some of these on here. He actually completely broke them off. And that was, I guess, his attempt to wire it. And I mean, I give him props, you know, at least he's trying to learn. If you would have asked me about it, well, I would have went ahead and guided him in the right direction on what to do. But everybody's got to learn, you know, at some point. So I'm not knocking them for trying. But playing with electricity, especially higher voltage, can be very dangerous. If you're not particularly sure on what you're doing, leave it up to a qualified technician, or just ask around. Somebody out there will possibly know what to do. You know, there's no point in hurting yourself or damaging property, you know, trying to figure out what exactly to do in a situation like what he was trying to do. Definitely not the right move on trying to charge each individual battery, because it would have actually created a fire trying to run 24 volts down to just a 12 volt battery. Could have been very unsafe. He could have definitely created a lot of property damage. Alright, here we go. Popping the second set of protective caps off. Getting the shrink wrap. Slide it over. We'll do the other side as well. Another piece of little shrink wrap, and these are actually pretty cheap. You can get a whole pack, I believe, of 12 or something like that at Harbor Freight. You can catch them on sale for cheap as 79 cents. Whenever I find them that cheap, I go ahead and stock up on them. I've learned just to do things the right way. It comes in handy, and I mean, it definitely protects an investment. Alright. Right now, we have this thing completely wired up in 24 volts. If you guys give me a second, I'm going to pause this video. Let me grab my needle nose pliers. Let me crimp these down. We'll go ahead and get, I'll go ahead and get the heat gun out. So we're going to shrink all this shrink wrap up so we can keep everything nice and tight. Because I believe the original scooter came with like a bag that you would pull up on. Your batteries would be in it. But that's obviously missing. I haven't found that yet. So give me 1 second, guys. Alright guys, sorry about that. Well, I got everything done. The batteries, the connections are tight. We went ahead and put the shrink wrap on here, and you can't preach safety if you don't follow it yourself. After looking at these two connections right here, I realized at the end of my little connector I had a little hair wire coming out. So I went ahead and trimmed me out some more shrink wrap. For a couple cents, you really can't beat safety. Now this is simple. Just get my Harbor Freight by Drill Master little heat gun. I think now they have a coupon out for like $7.99. I think I bought this one for $5. It was on sale. Cut it on the high heat setting. We'll just go ahead as this gun. Wow, just watch your hands with this. We'll go ahead and get the little connector nice and hot, or get the shrink wrap. I'm sorry. There we go. Get it on high speed because I ain't got all day to sit here and play with this. Alright. Simple and easy. You be very careful around batteries. Something you have to do, you really can't help. You know, you're going to do it like this. Now we got the batteries wired up in series. We're down to one wire. Everything should be perfectly insulated, so now we're not worrying about it going back in here. Alright. Now, let's carefully drop these batteries back in. And yes, definitely be very careful. Goofing around last night, taking one of these, trying to get the old batteries out, showing my wife what it took. I ended up dropping one of these batteries right on my foot. Definitely wasn't a fun experience. Let's just put that. Alright, let's get this connector. The connector is nice and tight, so we want to make sure we get that pushed down all the way. Here we go. Whoops. Alright, tuck the wiring in. We got the wiring tucked in. Grab the deck. Drop that on. Alright. And back in. There we go. Let's go ahead and make sure we got this thing all the way down. Well, nothing else but to see what it's going to do. Alright, now we got some more weight put in this thing, so obviously it's going to be a lot heavier than one up here. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Alright, let's see if I can get this camera adjusted out. Here we go. We come down to the little switch, flicker on. And possibly they've gave me some dead batteries. No biggie. Let's go ahead and throw this thing on charge and we'll get right back to this. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to double check everything I did, and I did goof up. That's what I was trying to say earlier, is when you work with power or anything, make sure that you go through, you know, every single thing and do it correctly. I did, everything I wired up was correct, but there was one of the terminals on that short wire where it looped both batteries together. I didn't crimp it down tight enough, so when I was putting them back in, they come undone. Turned it on, everything. There's a little indicator right here on the top. Tells you full, half full, or low. It would read full when I gave it throttle. It was going to the middle and the low setting real quick. So I was like, okay, it does recommend 6 to 8 hours charge time, but right now I'm calling this thing done. By the time the kids and the wife get home, they got themselves a nice scooter to go play on. For a free scooter, invested, let's just say 75 bucks, give or take. Can't bitch. They becomes a fun toy for them. I love just fixing things. So now at this point, kids and wife got a toy. I had fun fixing it. It's been another project for Chop Shop Customs. You know, you gotta love the garage. When you love working with your hands, there's no other feeling like it. Thank you all for sticking with me on this project. You know, this is not nothing major, not nothing like my Chopper Trike build. But hey, every project counts. You know, this is one more thing that didn't end up in the trash can. Couple dollars into it, the value of it definitely exceeds, you know, the warrant to just throw it away. I mean, yeah, I could have broken this thing down and sold it in parts on eBay, but why? I mean, we still have the original charger to it. It's charging away. The whole unit is perfectly good. The only thing, like I said, was missing on this unit was the little basket that sits back here, and I might just end up going to Dollar Tree and find me like a little small basket or something to put on here. You never know, it might be the fun toy to go up to the store and get a 6-pack on. Just kidding, guys. But thank you so much for watching my video. I'm Mastis32210. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and definitely check out the rest of my videos. Thank you so much, guys, and God bless you all. Hey guys, alright, this is later in the evening. I've played with this thing part of the afternoon. I've put it on charge majority of the day. We had the 2 new batteries in here, and this is the battery compartment. Well, after letting them charge all day long, and the charger telling me that they were properly charged at 12 volts, the specs that I've seen on this thing online, they're just not true. They say this will tote up to a 240-pound person with a full charge. I forgot what the mileage capacity and how far it said it works. I honestly believe that the specs either aren't true or that there was something else wrong with this. I believe by him cutting the wires and trying to give it a crazy charge, he might have actually ruined the charge controller or ruined something internal on this unit. The only person that could ride this was a friend of mine, and she probably weighs 50 pounds soaking wet. She's a tiny little thing, and she was the only one allowed, like, really riding it properly and getting it up to somewhat, not even really a full speed. It was a slow speed, but it was boogieing away. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna return the batteries back tomorrow and save myself, I believe it was like 80 something dollars with the taxes. I was just looking at the receipt. But this isn't gonna be trashed yet. I'll put this thing behind the go-kart frame against the wall, and heck, if you could, back there's a mini quad that will eventually be turned into an RC remote controlled vehicle. This, I don't know, we'll just save it for the future. I could see some kind of retarded idea. Hell, why not? Let's build a death trap out of this. After I'm done with my trike later on in the future, maybe we'll do something different with this back wheel, go something bigger. Maybe lengthen the frame. Hell, maybe a 6 horsepower little go-kart engine. You never know what kind of crazy ideas that I'll come up with. I've also been trying to figure out something for this go-kart, so maybe, you never know, maybe a combination. This front end, maybe that rear end, some kind of trike scooter, I don't know. We'll figure something out in the future, but I'm not going to worry about it now. Well guys, thank you for watching my video. I just wanted to add this clip to this video just to make sure, you know, I don't want nobody thinking, oh well, why, how come you fixed it and didn't ride it around. I just want to make sure everybody realizes why I didn't do it. That this project basically is scrapped from the get-go, but there are some useful parts, so we'll see what happens. Alright, thank you guys, bye bye.